Hello and welcome to DCVI Studios online tutorials for Joomla. This is a tutorial for Joomla 1.5. It's just a general overview and a walkthrough of the administrator area. So the first thing you need to do is make sure that you're on your site. Then you need to type in /administrator, hit enter, arrive at the administrator login page. Let's go ahead and enter your username and your password. Okay, and so when we log in, we're first greeted by the control panel. Everybody's control panel should look more or less the same. Some people will have more features, different features. Some clients have customized icon sets and things like that for special features. We're going to walk through just the basics of Joomla itself. We're going to start with our textual menus on the upper left-hand side. Our site menu here, which the control panel brings us back to the beginning, which is where we are. We can manage our users from here. We can enter the media manager from here, which is where we can manage our PDF documents and the images that we use to insert into our articles. And then there's this option called global configuration. It is not available to most people. That is a super administrator feature only. We have our menu manager menus. So our menu manager, which takes us to a screen where we create menus, and then we can also see other information about them and manage them in whole. We have a menu trash where we can recover menu items that we have deleted. And then below that we have a list of the menus that we have available. And you can select these and go directly into that menu and create and manage menu items. Our content menu, we have our article manager, which is where we can create articles, manage them as far as updating them and rearranging them, moving them from one category to another as things change or as things become more appropriate. We have our article trash where we can recover articles that have been deleted. Our section manager is where we create sections, and the Joomla information hierarchy is you have sections, and inside of sections you have categories, and then within those categories are where your articles are located. And then we have the front page manager, which is where items that are selected to be displayed on the front page can be managed separately, such as the order of their presentation. Here in our components menu is a list of the installed components that are enabled and available to use. Our banner ad manager. We have our contacts manager where we can have categories and then multiple contents organized into those categories. Our JCE administration window, most of you won't see this. This is for the content editor and some other features. The news feeds, which is how we control whether or not and what content is available through RSS feeds and things of that nature. Our module for creating polls. We have a portfolio module. Rock Candy, which is an advanced feature that I'll cover in other tutorials. We have our search feature. Our H404 SEF, which is for our search engine friendly URLs, and then our web links manager, which is where it's a separate way of managing and creating links to, in our case, to useful resources that we hope people use. Under extensions, this is where we install and uninstall all modules, plugins, templates, components. Everything is installed and uninstalled through here. Once an item is installed, then you can work with them either through the components menu or in the modules manager, plugin manager, and template manager as is appropriate. The language manager is used to change the default language of the Joomla site itself. This is both the administrator side here and the front end side, so that all of these common items are displayed in the native language of the user. Under tools, we can send and receive messages to each other through the administrator system. It's for administrators generally. We can mass mail out to users and administrators. And then we have some other tools to help us maintain the site. And then we have a help window. Again, not all of these items will be available to all users. This is a super administrator view. Now, we're going to quickly explore some of the basic concepts of Joomla and how everything works together. Our menus are separate items. They are items that are created, and then using a module, they are placed where we want them to be, and they are displayed along with the menu item. Our articles are just that. They're a collection of articles, and they are organized into sections and then subsequently into categories. So, for example, if we were not a motive dealer, we might want our sections to be cars, economy trucks, full-size trucks, sedans, and then under each of those categories we would have the different models, manufacturers, GMC, Cadillac, and so forth, and then in each one of those categories would be all of the respective listings. Our front page manager, which is something we can look at. Oh, we don't have any front page items here. You can see inside of the article manager, all of our articles are listed. When we select that, we have a search box here. It's called a filter. If you know the name or part of the name of an article, then you can type it here and do a search. These headings for our columns are sortable, so you can select title and it'll then change the order to ascending or descending alphabetically. The same thing goes for our published categories. We have icons here that can be selected. They tell you the state of the article. This one is unpublished. This one is published. By simply clicking on it, we can change the state to unpublished without having to open the article. The same can be accomplished with the front page a column. You can select an item and then it's instantly displayed on the front page the next time a visitor visits your website. In our order column, when we are looking at our articles in their respective categories and sections, we can order them. We can manually change the number, and when we have them assigned the way we would like, we can select the save order icon, or we can always select the order heading here and sort them ascending or descending. Our access level that applies to all articles, we have three choices. Generally, you want your articles to be public. However, there are instances where you have members and you want your information to be private, so they have to be logged in as a registered member in order to view that, and that applies to many things throughout the website. Our third selection is special, and that's for special uses. So that's how we control the access level, access to the content articles. Our sections can be sorted ascending and descending when we're looking at a larger group, as well as categories and author. Then we have some useful information on the end, such as the create date, how many times that article has been viewed, and the article ID, which is helpful for performing other tasks within Joomla. In our components, we can do many things. We're going to look at the contacts. And here we have a contact for the company. We're going to create a new contact. We don't need to give them an alias unless we have a specific nickname we would like to use. We select whether or not the item is published. They can belong to a category. In fact, they need to belong to a category. You do have the option of linking a contact to an existing registered user, and in doing so, then email correspondence is sent from that person's registered email address. Here we can also select the access level. In other words, is it publicly available? Does someone have to be a registered member and logged in to the website in order to see that content or have that contact available to them? And then here we have other standard information: position, email, street address. None of these fields are required. You can fill in as many or as few as you would like. Additionally, you can fill in information here and then elect to not have it displayed when it's being viewed publicly. When we were finished filling this out, we would select apply, or we would select save. In this case, I'm going to select close, which will back out of there without saving anything. Under extensions, this is the install and uninstall interface. Here we have install is selected by default, and this allows us to select our package and then upload and install it. The following menu items are going to display lists of items that are installed. These are components. You can see the name. You can see the state. Is it enabled or disabled? In other words, turned on or off. Its version, its publication date, and who the author was. And there's also a compatibility check. The same is true for modules, plugins, our language files, and our templates. To manage our items, we would come into one of the managers: module manager, plugin manager, or template manager. Here inside the module manager is a list of all of the modules installed. Again, like many other things, you can see whether it's enabled or disabled. You can see the order, its access level. Here, modules are displayed in particular positions, which is something we will cover later in a templating tutorial. The pages, these say that it varies because they're being viewed on selected pages only. There are options to display items on all pages or no pages. And then we get to see what type of module it is. These are custom. That means that they have customized information and HTML in them, whereas a module like the breadcrumbs is performing a certain task. It is programmed to do a certain thing, and we can then display it wherever we like. The same thing holds true for Rock News Flash, tabs, any other module that you may have installed. So that is the basics of the Joomla administrator interface. In subsequent templates, I will go into greater detail as to how to create and manage all of these items and put them together to create the engaging experience that a Joomla website can be.